fantasy football. We are back. This could be it, people. This could be the last week to make your push. Get in that playoffs here.
For romance to the fantasy football dance, baby. And we're going to start off with some waiver wires. And Damian Williams went down this week for the Dolphins, probably out 2 to 3, they're saying. I know Kenyon Drake was probably picked up a couple weeks ago, but he may have been dropped because of that poor performance he had out there week 11. So if he's back on the waiver wires, I think he's all in one of the top waiver wire ads of this week.
I think a guy like Mike Davis, I know this isn't necessarily super sexy, but you're looking at these Seattle backs, and they just cannot get anything going. Russell Wilson's literally like 85% of this offense, and when he was healthy, he actually looked like he could tote the load and be kind of that Chris Carson role that they really needed and thrived on the first few weeks of the season here.
Yeah, got a little banged up. Pete Dog said he's probably ready to roll coming up in week 13, and if that's the case, I mean, Eddie Lacy has just looked pill-fute garbage. Tom Rawls is like stuck in fucking neutral out there. So I don't know. I know Russell Wilson will probably continue to go on and be 75 to 80% of this offense. But if you're looking for a deep RB3 flex play type, I think Mike Davis is definitely worth a waiver wire ad.
All right, some other guys, they might have got picked up already, but if you're in a shell league, maybe they're still floating around a free agency. Let's first talk about Eckler, a guy who originally looked like a kind of handcuff situation with Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon really is not shown that much the last few weeks here.
Looking kind of pedestrian out there for some reason, not really getting back to his yards per touch. Yeah, but if for some reason Eckler is still on your waivers and the Melvin Gordon owner has not swooped him up yet, he is definitely worth a look. Another guy, Josh Doxson, if he's still out there, I mean, he's getting quite a bit of looks. He's getting some red zone looks. Got that touchdown late for the Redskins on Thanksgiving. I think Josh Doxson is definitely worth like a wide receiver 3 play moving forward. And who else we got? Like Peyton Barber?
Got Barber, and I think another one, D.D. Westbrook, saw 10 targets, which is a team high last week. And he's got a good matchup against Indianapolis. This could be a spot, say if you're in like a 2-flex league, you are struggling. This is a guy wwho could somehow out of nowhere put up 20 points against this terrible Indianapolis secondary.
That's impressive. Like I said, Ted, if Doug Martin misses any time, I guess Peyton Barber would be the back to own for the Bucs, even though they have, I mean, Buccaneers backs haven't been that sexy. Peyton Barber did get his ass into the end zone for you on Sunday, though. I mean, not for you. Nobody's probably playing Peyton Barber, but
if Jameis Winston is back, I feel like that's an uptick for every single guy on the offensive side of the ball.
Especially Mike Evans. My goodness, Mike Evans has suffered without the Jameis out there.
He really has kind of suffered all year.
Yeah, he's been loving you sexy like everybody thought he was going to be an undeniable top 10 sexy boy. And
it's just bad quarterback play. That's really the thing.
Yeah, I mean, he's not that good after the catch, but he does have a great physical build to him to be able to get those tight quartered receptions. I mean, that's usually his MO, but hasn't been getting the looks necessarily. We hit him with some starts at running backs. We're going to go all in with the war of attrition up in Green Bay. Jamal Williams got in the end zone last week. I think he's going to get twice. He got his ass in the end zone twice last week. Playing against the Bucs. Bucs are giving up the 5th most points. 2 running backs all in with the Jamal Williams this Sunday.
He was the second highest back on the week behind Kamara, who absolutely blew it up with 2 touchdowns as well.
Jesus, Kamara just like hurled it.
Is a man.
Where did he go? He's like, he got a mini trampoline nobody can see out there. What's going on? We got a start in Marshawn Lynch playing the Giants, getting up the 6th most yards as the running backs all in. Beast Mode got it done for you last week. I think he's going to continue to get it done.
Showing some signs of life here.
Starting to turn it on. It kind of was the peacekeeper when old Talib was going past the Raider bench to get to the locker room after that brawl. Beast Mode ran his ass over there and kind of like ushered him into the locker room. And good on you, Beast Mode. Good job, brother.
I think another guy who's going to keep it going is Perrine. I mean, 130 yards, getting over 100 yards. He is the offense kind of...
130 totally. I think he had 100 yards on the ground.
Yeah. 100 on the ground, 30 through the air, found the end zone. He's another guy like Jamal Williams.
I don't think he found the end zone, did he? I don't think Perrine found the end zone, did he?
Maybe not this week. Anyway, he's getting
Never mind.
going. It's a Jamal Williams
Good matchup.
situation where he's kind of one of the last guys going. A good matchup going against Dallas. They're giving up the 4th most yards and are completely falling apart in every phase, whether it's offense or defense.
Oh, yeah. The Cowboys are falling apart out there. Along with the Chiefs, they're collapsing all over themselves. We got some starts, and Duke Johnson's playing the Chargers, giving up the 2nd most yards. And this is kind of a dark one going to Orleans Darkwa. Oh, my
Let you
goodness.
down.
I mean, but he's playing against defense, giving up the 2nd most points and the 3rd most yards out there. Get after Orleans Darkwa, I guess. It's dicey.
Yeah, to talk about dicey, let's get some AP. Maybe he gets it going against the Rams. It's a shootout. It's tough. I feel like the only way he's gonna is getting in the end zone, which the Rams have given up the 4th most touchdowns on the season so far to running backs.
We got some jing on the scene here. Sits at running back. We're going to Ajayi, moving to Philadelphia. I guess we could get some more snaps, but that's kind of a wait and see in my eyes. I mean, my goodness, Ajayi just looks like absolute trash. He got loose against the Bears that one run, and
Could not even find the end zone.
My goodness, Ajayi.
Do you see the long run and then the running backs on the sideline were giving him trash, talking about his Madden score being dropped because he got caught from behind on that big long run?
Good. Seattle is also giving up the 4th fewest yards as a running back, so it's not like his matchup is that sexy either. So all in on the Ajayi sit. Another little quick sit. We got DeMarco Murray and Henry playing as a Texans, giving up the fewest touchdowns and points to running backs. I know DeMarco Murray's kind of been getting in that end zone for your ass as of late, but I just think you've got any other option. I think they're both a solid sit.
Let's get into some wide receivers here. Talking about some starts. I feel like this is going to be another shootout here. We got Aguilar against Seattle. I mean, Seattle has just gone to nothing with the secondary. It's totally depleted. And this is going to be a huge game. Light up the scoreboard.
I think Russell Wilson and the Eagles are just going to get it sexy. Him and Wentz are just going to shoot it out. This has potential to be the game of the week. I think it's Sunday Night Football. It's going to get it sexy. This is a great Sunday Night Football matchup, and I'm all in on the Aguilar start. Robbie Anderson, he scored like 5 straight weeks, 2 last Sunday, and playing against the Chiefs. I think this is going to continue to happen because the Chiefs are giving up the 2nd most touchdowns and the most points to opposing wide receivers. So I think Robbie Anderson continue to absolutely love you sexy. I mean, we're talking about an unsigned free agent that is trying to even slip his ass into, you're getting into these
He wants to get to the Pro Bowl here. He's staying on the sideline.
Anderson is, that catch he had, that first touchdown, that was a sexy boy deluxe between 2 dudes.
I didn't think he had that strength in him.
I wish I had some Robbie A in one of my dynasty leagues. I do not have any Robbie A stock in a dynasty league.
I don't have any stock.
No, I don't have any Robbie A in a dynasty. I feel kind of bad about it. But if you got him, my goodness, he is a sexy boy.
He's the only guy there.
Rocks. Jermaine Kearse is kind of in there, swizzle sticking around or whatever he does. But Robbie A is a sexy boy deluxe. To start the Titans wide receivers, I know this is really a stretch. My goodness, when you're talking about, I can't even name one. I'm just like, start Titan wide receivers.
If you have one on your
Corey
roster,
Davis, I'm not saying start Eric Decker. That's just blasphemy. That's
maybe some Rashard Matthews. He can get on as a second flex, but
yeah, we're talking about second flex territory. But they do have a good matchup against the Texans. They're going to the 3rd most touchdown and the 2nd most points to opposing wide receivers. So if you absolutely must, and you're like, who between which 2 dick bums I got to start if one of these dick bums happens to be a Titan? Run him out there, baby. Rashard Matthews deluxe is. Corey Davis is. Not the Eric Deckers. I know. Eric Decker's got his fly wife, and he does what he does out there with his reality TV shows. But he hasn't been doing shit on the field. So we got D-Jax. First, the Packers giving 6 most yards and points. And if it continues to be Fitzmagic, Fitzmagic is peppering the D-Jax with targets. I think I got 11 targets last week.
Yeah, I feel like you can start him even if Winston is still going to be out here. And a guy, Cobb, who actually has been still having a role in this offense in Green Bay. They've been actually designing plays around him. Golden matchup, fresh off that absolutely humongous 50-point game against Julio, going against that Tampa Bay defense who is absolutely
getting
pitiful.
shredded, giving up the most yards, third most points, getting shredded out. Julio Jones gave 250 burger on him. Mohamed Sanu's throwing for 50-yard touchdowns. Even after he bobbles the snap, he's still able to set himself and chuck it down the field to Julio Jones. I mean, what is going on out there, Tampa Bay? All in on Green Bay Packer offensive players. I know that sounds crazy with the Brett Hundley-led offense, but Brett Hundley sounded a little spunk.
He actually looked pretty good.
I mean, that seam. I mean, when he saw that corner blitz and he hit Richard Rodgers on that seam, that was a fucking bullet ski.
The announcers kept getting boners over how he throws with no legs. You see that? Actually, they said it about 15 to 20 times about how he's not on the ground when he's throwing the ball. They had to show it about 37 times in the game.
He's insane, baby.
He is Rodgers and Favre reincarnated.
Right. Funches, the Saints have been good on defense.
Good on paper, but they're looking at injuries, banged up secondary. This could be another shootout. I think Funches could be back end.
Jing, jing. Knocking over the figures, jing, jing. You're fired.
I think Funches will be in the 10 to 15 range this week on rankings here.
Yeah. We got some sits. We got Parker and Stills versus the Broncos. I know you probably can't sit Jarvis Landry. Jarvis Landry's been in top 5 PPR wide receiver thus far. So sitting on Parker and Stills versus the Broncos, giving the second fewest yards. I think that's definite.
But Aqib Talib is out, suspended.
Yeah.
So, with that said, I feel like, I don't know. I mean, he does most of his damage in this. Landry does do a lot of damage in the slot, so I don't know if Aqib Talib is necessarily going to be on him anyway, but it'll be on Parker for sure.
I don't know. It's Parker and Still. They're just kind of just bumskis out there anyway. Golden Tate, kind of a guy, didn't do it last week for you on Thanksgiving, but probably won't do it again. Ravens give him the second fewest touchdowns and points to wide receivers. I think we might throw Marvin Jones in here, but Marvin Jones has been doing it sexy so far, so I can't really give you the sit on Marvin Jones. I mean, you can't really do that to him, baby.
All right. Let's talk about T.Y. might be the sit of the century here. We're talking about going...
Sit of the week.
I'm just going to sit the season
sit
here.
Of the week, baby.
And just letting you down. A golden matchup at home against Tennessee. What's he do? Nothing. So what's he got? He's got Jacksonville on the road. It couldn't get any worse for him here. I'm literally sitting. Sometimes these sits are, temper expectations. No. This guy's on your bench. Don't even feel bad about it.
No, do not. T.Y. Hilton is a hard sit this week. Sit of the week. Other guys were talking about sitting going into Cincinnati. I know, and Martavis Bryant and Juju. If Juju suits it up, I think sitting both of them is in order because the Bengals are giving them the third fewest yards and the fourth fewest points, and the Steelers' offense just isn't the same on the road, especially through the air.
All right, tight ends all in. Delaney Walker this week. Baby. Going against Houston, giving up the 5th most points here for opposing tight ends.
That's down. All right, we got some Witten going against. I know we had the Ingram on the on the Washington last week. Ingram went out there and absolutely shit the bed for you again. We're going to go with the old trusty Witten against the Redskins, giving up the most yards and the 4th most points. 2 tight ends, and Hunter Henry, who got it sexy on Thanksgiving. I think he continued to get it sexy against the Browns, getting up the 2nd most touchdowns. 2 tight ends, baby.
And I think if you have to, I feel like you got to hold on. Evan Ingram, one more opportunity here.
One more, baby.
I mean, he's got a great matchup. I mean, he's had great matchups, but...
Yeah, last week against the Redskins was a cheery matchup.
But going against Oakland, he did have 3 drops, so we're talking if he doesn't drop those 3 balls, maybe he finds himself in the 10 to 15 PPR range, which is getting it done at the tight end position. If you can get double digits out of your tight end, I feel like you can be satisfied.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think you can sit him. I mean, if Sterling Shepard plays, I think that's going to be better for him because, I mean, Sterling Shepard has missed time, and you're thinking there's absolutely nobody left. But when it's only been him, he just struggles. I mean, defense is probably actually
just lock in on him.
Yeah, I mean, it's all they got. Who else are going to do? Like Roger Lewis? Like, that's just not a thing. So. So if Sterling Shepard does suit up, and he should, I mean, he's had like these migraines for like 2 weeks. I mean, my goodness, brother.
I know he's questionable even going into the Thanksgiving game here, so I think he'll be good to go.
You gotta get one of them get one of them fucking plastic surgery ice masks they put over your face. I used to get some headaches. Those things are the shit, baby. All right, all in on the sit of Cameron Brate. Packers giving up the fewest touchdowns and points to tight ends. I know Kyle Rudolph loved just sexy on Thanksgiving with 2 touchdowns, but the Falcons are giving up the 4th fewest tight ends, fourth fewest touchdowns, 2 tight ends. So if you got any other options, I know tight ends have kind of been the hurt locker this season. If you got anybody else out there, I'd probably sit the reindeer games.
All right, and the opposing guy on the other team, we're talking about Hooper. I feel like, obviously, against Minnesota,
That
here
Vikings
we're talking about.
fierce, baby.
It's in great D, and tight ends, absolutely nothing getting out of them.
And Tyler Kroft, Pittsburgh giving the 5th fewest points to tight end. So if you got any other options that are kind of on the bubble area like Tyler Kroft is, I think I'd give that other guy a look. Got some starts at quarterbacks. Lead off with some Derek Carr playing the Giants. Giants giving the 2nd points in the 4th yards. 2 quarterbacks. Derek Carr all in, even with the Crabtree. I mean, okay. If Crabtree doesn't play and Cooper still knocked the fuck out, might have to sit him.
I feel like at least one of those guys has to go. It looks
Yeah.
like Crabtree's definitely going to be out at least this week. He's probably going to peel. I feel like they were going to dock him to 1 game. How does a guy like AJ Green not get suspended for that? AJ Green doesn't get suspended. Crabtree gets 2 games. I know they got history, but still.
I mean, Team Cleave's just a prick bastard and ripping the poor guy's chain off him in 2 separate occasions. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean, that's picking fights. I mean, how the fuck is that
That's
not
literally
picking
going
fights? How
out.
the fuck is that not picking fights?
That's just going out of their way to do it.
Yeah, it's going out of your way to be a dickbag. And I know Crabtree probably isn't like the most
Loved guy
calm
ever,
person
but-
ever in the world, but I mean, you know, that's just going out of your way to pick a fight with a guy. Ripping the fucking guy's gold chain off him, I mean, my goodness, I mean, what? That's 1 step away. I mean, that's basically like slapping him in the fucking face. How is that not the
Basically
same as slapping him in the fucking face?
Basically tugging on his dill at that point.
That's ridiculous. Tugging right on his fucking dill.
Right. After the redemption game, Tyrod Taylor getting back in there, winning against Kansas City, going against the Patriots. Golden matchup here. I mean, their defense has been better, but they still are giving up the most yards and the 3rd most points.
Yeah, you gotta be
quarterbacks.
thinking game script is gonna be very pass heavy versus the Patriots, even in Buffalo. I mean, the Patriots are probably gonna break out to at least a 2-score lead. You gotta think by the 2nd quarter. All right, we got some Mariota and some Bortles. Bortles playing the Colts, giving the 2nd yards, and Mariota playing the Texans, giving the 2nd touchdowns and the most points to opposing quarterbacks. So Mariota might be that DraftKings play of the week, baby. Probably getting pretty cheap out there.
Another guy clicking on all cylinders right now, Phillip Rivers. I feel like he is a must-start as well, going against Cleveland. And what else needs to be said at that point? I mean, they are just absolutely rolling right now.
Rivers is living sexy. Rivers, Chargers, dark horse. They're gonna win the AFC West.
Hey, I called it it was either last week or 2 weeks ago. I said that I almost said San Diego, but
the Chiefs
Los Angeles gonna make it in there.
In Kansas City, they had the battle of the wheels falling off. First the Bills and Chiefs battling the wheels fall off. And somehow the Chiefs fucking dropped the ball against the Bills in Kansas City. The Kansas City Chiefs look like total puke garbage right now. Their playbook is clearly outdated. Teams caught up to that shit like 6 weeks ago, and they have not adjusted whatsoever. It's true. I mean, what the fuck else is there?
All right, sits the surprisingly very not loving Drew Brees. I mean, he is winning you games out there in the real football, but in terms of fantasy football, he's just really not doing it for you this year.
Deluxe, and he's also playing the Panthers, giving him the 4th fewest yards. And I mean, if they keeping this game close, I mean, the Saints are looking to run the fucking football, boys. I know that doesn't sound right.
They're looking to play defense and run the football.
The defense and run the fucking football, and if need be, Drew Brees will slang it out there, but that's in a need be situation. Their fucking hand is playing defense and run the football. And my goodness, I think Brees is all in set. I mean, if he wouldn't have had that last drive to get his ass in the end zone last week, that would have been another
lost
game. Yeah, God. Sit the Brissett. If you're on the bubble, you need a guy. Brissett's not it.
Definitely not it.
Sit him. Stafford. I mean, Stafford's probably been your sexy boy as of late, but if you have any other option, if you're looking at, you got Stafford, you got Rivers, which could have been a thing because both those guys were going very late in fantasy drafts. So if you got that combo, I'd go with the Rivers because Stafford's playing the Ravens. We're giving him the second fewest yards and points to opposing quarterbacks.
But if you are, not feeling so good about the Stafford, thinking about picking up a guy on the waiver, stick with Stafford because you look at a guy like Savage who did give up 250 yards to this Baltimore secondary. So if Tom Savage can give you 250 yards, I feel like Stafford can get you that 250 pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, where's that game? Is that game in Baltimore or is that game in Detroit? That's probably a big deal for the old Staffmeister, eh?
Well, I mean, look at...
I figured that's not big. What?
Well, what was the game? Was it in Houston or was it in Baltimore? It was in Baltimore.
No, man, the game was in Baltimore, I guess. Tom Savage.
Tom Savage on the road, 250.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying start fucking Trubisky over Stafford. That's fucking shit wasted, boys. All right, we got sit the Andy Dalton playing the Steelers. Give him the second fewest touchdowns and the fourth fewest points out there. Sit the rifle, baby.
All right, let's get wild. Give you some defenses here.
Hit him with the defenses.
I feel like Miami here going against Denver. I mean, Denver, what is happening at this point? You finally see the Lynch. You finally get a glimmer of maybe the future. It might be the last time he ever puts on a Broncos uniform at this point. Out 2 to 4 weeks with the ankle sprain. Sprain is the Trevor Siemian show. Once again, light it up, Miami.
Oh, God. I guess you could start both of these defenses in this game. Start the Broncos because the Dolphins are giving up the third most interceptions, and you can start the fucking Dolphins because the Broncos are giving up the second most interceptions and the third most points to opposing defenses. So all in on both of these dick bum defenses. I know the Broncos were drafted highly defense. They have not performed that way. And keep it rolling. Keep it rolling with the Chargers. They've been doing absolutely sexy deluxe these last couple weeks. They're playing the Browns, giving them the third most touchdowns and second points to opposing defenses. All in on the Browns, baby. Or on the Chargers, no. We're not all in on the Browns until they play the Bears. Then we're all in on the Browns.
Start them.
Then we're all in on the Browns. If they're winning, I mean, if we're coming to the Soldiers, they're giving the Browns like 6.5 or some shit. All in.
I'm a betting man
Can't beat anybody by a full touchdown. No fucking chance. No fucking chance.
All right, there it is. If you have any questions at all, make sure you leave a comment below. Subscribe if you have not already. Give us a thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it.
Baby.
Good luck very much and potentially the last week of the regular season in your fantasy season here.
Come on, baby. We get your ass through week 13. Make your ass in the playoffs. Come back and see us week 14, baby. We'll get you sexy. We'll win you some money. Get you a fucking trophy or a title belt. Whatever the fuck's going on in your fantasy league, we want to get it for you, baby. Maybe you want to get this. Maybe you want to get your ass some of this shit gun like we're giving away in the first listener. Maybe you're coming after this, baby. Well, baby, you better be coming because the sexy boys are fucking looking to defend the shit gun honor.
Speaking of listener leagues, Old Man Jenkins and Cheeks looking spry for me. How are your teams looking?
Finkel and Einhorn, I'm kind of on the bubble fucking friend. I've been slacking. I started doing Shepherd one of the weeks with the migraine. I have so many fucking leagues. I thought I only had him in the Sexy Boy League. I went in there, took him out of the Sexy Boy League, forgot I had him starting in both fucking leagues. So he rode the fucking Finkel and Einhorn bench. I still ended up winning out there somehow, some fucking way, but... Well, the Sexy Boys are on the march, baby. The Sexy Boys are on the fucking
You're looking at first round bye, aren't they?
Sexy Boys looking at a first round bye. Coming at you hard in the paint, Sexy Boys.
All right, there it is. Once again, good luck to you. We'll hopefully see you next week.